Welcome to the MotorMarvel. My name's Salvatore, and today we have the 2026 Ford Everest Tremor. Now, if you are a regular to our channel, you know that we've done a Ford Everest review before. However, with this Tremor, it's a bit more of a hardcore, built-for-purpose 4x4 specialist compared to the rest of the range. Not saying that the rest of the range isn't capable at all. However, this has a 2K premium over the Sport variant, and it comes with a lot of goodies to make it a very, very capable off-roader. Now in this review, we are going to go through all those upgrades, and I'm just going to talk about how this thing drives because I've had it for almost a week now on my family holiday. And let me say, I'm very surprised. So let's get on to the review. But before you do that, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss another time we make an upload like this. Coming in at just over $76,000 before on-road costs, the Ford Tremor has a 2K premium over the Sport variant. Now, while the engine is unchanged, it's still the same 3-litre V6 turbo diesel motor that makes a healthy 184 kilowatts and 600 Nm of torque and sends all that power through a 10-speed automatic transmission and four-wheel drive, and can be driven in 2 high, 4 low, has a rear locking differential, and has all the same things that a standard Ford Everest has. You're not paying that premium for that. What you're paying it for is all of this. So let's go through all the extensive upgrades done to this Tremor to make it a bit more built for purpose. Plus, this has a few other options that make it a little bit more aggressive. Right, let's talk about what has been changed to the Everest to make this Tremor specific model. Well, for starters, there are 4 distinct colors. Command Grey is one of them, and I absolutely love it. You've also got this signature front grille here with LEDs integrated into it. With a lift kit that increases the overall height of the vehicle by 29 millimeters to provide additional off-road capability without affecting the impressive 3.5-ton towing capacity. Coming inside, we have rubber floor mats, leather seats with Tremor embossed on them, a vinyl steering wheel, and in terms of drive modes, you have all the standard drive modes like every other Everest except for crawl mode. So this has rock crawl mode for better off-roading, and because this car has a bull bar and other neat features, it increases the overall price of this car to just over $94,000 drive away. So let's go through the other options that increase the overall price of this car. So you have the rough terrain pack, which includes this bull bar at the front here, some more underbody protection, this auxiliary switch bank, which costs $3,500. Then there's a premium seat package, which costs $1,100, which includes heated and ventilated options for both front seats, as well as 8-way power adjustment for the driver and passenger seat. Then there's the touring pack, which costs $2,500, comes with a 360-degree camera, which honestly, guys, I think should come standard, a Pro Trailer backup assist, a trailer brake controller down here, and also a tow bar and hitch. And then there's the paint. It looks cool and adds to the overall design of the Tremor, but it's not free. It costs $700. Now let's go through the off-road dimensions, because after all, this car does have a lift kit, which increases its approach angle, departure angle, and its ground clearance. Its approach angle is 32 degrees, its ramp brake over angle is 23.9 degrees, its weighting depth is 800 millimeters, its ground clearance is 255 millimeters, and finally its departure angle is 26.8 degrees. So it's business as usual in this Everest. It's pretty much identical to the Platinum. Now, to watch the full in-depth review of an Everest and its interior, simply go to our caption and watch my Platinum review. Unfortunately, I'm not going to go through everything on this because we've already done it in the past and it's pretty much the same. The only differences in the Tremor is that you get these rubber floor mats as standard, like I touched on, and these leather seats with Tremor embossed on them. Other than that, guys, it's business as usual. It's a really nice place to be. So you've got your poppy out cup holders, which we absolutely love. You got decent sized door bins. You've got a decent sized center console, 2 glove boxes. So you got one down here and one up here, which is really good. This 12-inch infotainment screen, which is very clear and crisp and works very well. You've got dual climate controls with all your buttons and your knobs down here, which I absolutely love. A wireless phone charger, USB-C and USB-A port down in here. And then you've got your chippy holder, 2 cup holders, your drive modes here, and an 8-inch digital driver's display. Now, guys, I'm absolutely loving this car on the holiday that I'm on at the moment. So I have this car for review while I'm up in the Gold Coast, and it's proving to be a very, very good family car. And look, I expected that. But with all its upgrades, has it ruined the ride, or is it as good as the Platinum? Well, let's take it out on the road and show you guys. So what's the Tremor like to drive on the road? Because that's where this car most likely will be spending most of its time. Even though it's built for purpose to go off-road with everything that's added to it, most of the time it will be doing the school runs and being a daily driver. And to be honest, it's good. It's not that much, it's honestly not that much different to the Platinum. And to be fair, it's sometimes even better. Honestly, I'm really loving this Tremor. See, I've had it for almost a week now here up in the Gold Coast, and I've been using it with my family to just go adventuring. And it ticks a lot of boxes. It's so easy to use. It's very versatile, so it's easy to park. It's so comfortable. Honestly, for a big 4x4, it's pretty damn comfortable. And the fuel consumption isn't too bad. Look, it does consume a bit. I won't, try to sugarcoat that. Around about 11.7 litres per 100 Ks, but that's with me driving, to be honest. I've got a lead foot, so if you drive it sensibly, look, you're looking at around about, I reckon, 10.5. But like all in all, it's a great car. Visibility is fantastic. The interior is very well equipped. My daughter loves it because there's heaps of room in the back there. And if you want to find out a bit more about this car, simply go watch the Platinum review, because it's practically exactly the same, except for the extensive upgrades to make this a bit more of a capable 4x4, even though the Platinum is. So all in all, guys, like, if you're looking at purchasing a 4x4 that has everything from factory and you don't have to do too much, I honestly think the Tremor is the perfect choice. Honestly, I cannot fault it. And that's why I really do think that it is one of the best on the market right now in terms of buying a very capable 4x4 from factory where you don't have to do anything, because it's got the lift kit, it's got the bull bar, and I know that all that adds up because the bull bar is part of the rough terrain pack, and yes, you don't get the heated and cooled seats, but look, if you tick all the boxes and you buy this car fully equipped, it's still cheaper than a fully equipped Land Cruiser Prado. Think about that, and this is more powerful. This has a 3-litre turbo diesel V6 that, when you put your foot down like this, it goes and it picks up. So ask yourself, when you're buying your next 4x4 and you really don't want to option anything after you buy it, like taking it somewhere to put a bull bar on it or aftermarket lift kit, and you want everything from factory and you're one of those people, I think the Tremor is the perfect choice for you because it's a very, very good car.